I'll be showing you how to change the seal on your Fisher & Paykel washing machine. If yours looks different to this one, don't worry, this principle will apply to most front load washing machines on the Fisher & Paykel range. Now, you might want to change your seal because you've seen that there's a tear on here, or maybe there's too much mold and you just want to change it. You don't want to bother with cleaning it up. You want to change it. I'll show you how to easily change that seal and be back washing again. You're going to need to buy a new seal, and to buy a new seal, you need the model number, which is on this sticker at the front here, or conveniently, there'll be one on the energy stickers here where it gives you the energy rating. There'll be a sticker. Failing that, there'll be another one on the back. You're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver, a flat screwdriver, and possibly a 13mm socket on a ratchet or on a power drill. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this top lid off. So we need to take this top lid off. To take this top lid, we need to remove 2 Phillips head screws from the back of the washing machine. Now these screws are facing down, so but you need to reach down like that and undo them at the back here. So you undo those 2 screws and you undo the other one. Once they are undone, you pull this lid back and it comes off. And just to show you where those screws will be, they'll be in here and in there. So you're doing it from beneath, you're undoing them from there and from the other side. You're gonna need to remove the soap drawer, pull it out. Usually there's a tab that will be sitting on here for the fabric softener. You push that down and then you pull this out and it comes out. There'll be 2 screws, one on the left and one on the right. And at the top, there'll be 2 screws, one on the left and one on the right. So you want to get those 2 screws so that you'll be able to remove this panel. Once they're off, you can just simply lift this off. You can put it to the side. There's no need for you to unplug all that from the harness. Open the door. We're gonna undo this screw here, which is holding this spring, this retaining spring, retaining wire, and that comes out. And you just take that out, set it to the side, and then this clips over that like that, and you just loosen it like that. Fantastic. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to need our flat screwdriver, and we're going to focus at the bottom here. We'll need to open this filter flap. And there'll be a screw holding it. One there. And then we're going to need to undo this thing so we can access the screws that are on this panel, because we need to remove this panel so that we can better access the seal. And I found that the easiest way, or the easier way to work around this to get more space, is to actually lean the washing machine backwards. So you've got someone there to help you. Now will be a good time to call them over and give you a hand. Tilt it back so that it leans against the wall. Like so. you got better access. Now focus on this bottom bit. Now this is held in place by some clips which you need to finesse out. Some of them might break out, but that's okay. Some of the bottom here. You can get nice and close. You can actually push the clips in and be able to pry out this lower. And that came out. Whew. Then you might need to remove this little thing, so this can just sit to the side. At the bottom here, there'll be 1, 2, 3 screws holding this panel. Undo them. At the top, there'll be 2 screws as well that are holding this panel. So there's one on this side over there. And there's another one on this side. To remove it, you pull it out at the bottom. You need to, because it slides in, you can't just pull it out. So what you do is pull it out of the bottom and push up. Stuck. Sometimes it gets stuck, but the principle is pushing it up. And just be careful when you push it up because the door switch is still connected. You'll notice that there is a door switch over there. So you want to just disconnect that. Just make sure this thing's disconnected from power. And just gently loosen it, and it's out. Then this can go its own way. You're going to need to grab your flat screwdriver and undo this clip, this retaining spring. So I do that, or if you've got a 7 millimeter socket, you can use that. Once you've undone that, then you can sort of grab the seal and you can pry it out like that. It just comes out. What you want to do before you put in the new one, you want to make sure that it's nice and clean around there. Around here. If you find that you don't have enough access, you can take off these weights. It's a 13 mil. You just have to make sure when you put it back together that this is nice and tight, that you've put it to the right setting, and don't forget any bolts. we're gonna install this. So you see also on the inside, this needs to clip on the inside. So there's a lot of moving parts when you're putting the seal in. It's not just stick it on. Just to make sure that lines up with the arrow there. All right, there. So first put it maybe on the outside. And then weave it through on the inside. The trick here is to, it's like doing a zip up. You keep going, you don't skip any sections. We'll finish with the inside soon. So it's in on the outside. I can feel it's in. Now I'm going to proceed to start doing the inside now. So just pick a spot where you'll start on the inside, inserting it. And like on the outside, it's like doing a zip up. Same principle. Just do it as you go, making sure it's nice and flush as you go. Though it might take you a while, take your time and just feel in there, make sure it's all in there nicely. Once you're done, just try to spin make sure there's no rubbing against the seal. It's rubbing, it means somewhere it's not in properly. So you'll make sure that it's in there properly. All right. You want to grab your retaining spring or retaining wire, and with that you want to install it. Might need to make it a bit looser, so you've got better. And the other thing about this is it only works one way. If you do it like that, of course it'll tighten, but it won't tighten it properly. So this bit needs to be sort of like flush with that. You'll see what I mean once you open it. Get as much of it loose as you can so that you have a lot of room to move around. So. Might need to grab your flat screwdriver and help you in some spots to put it in, but if you've loosened it all the way, you should have enough play to be able to adjust it and use it like that. All right, now it's in there. Just follow with your fingers around to make sure that it's in there nicely. Then you're going to grab your 7mm. We're going to tighten that. Don't forget to tighten that. I just try to dodgily fix it. Make sure that it fits here. Yeah, that's nice and tight. Then we're going to put back our weights. We'll start with the left hand side. I'll start putting everything back together. First thing we're gonna put back is our panel. And remember to reconnect the door switch. Sure it's nice and snug. And this goes back on the reverse of what we did. So first you hook it on there and then it slides down. And then at the bottom, it's got some divots that it goes into. And then time to do the screws up. And we're gonna lean it towards the back so we can access those bottom screws. So make sure that it's home on both sides. In there. And you're gonna weave your drain hose through first. And remember to put back the cap that goes there. And then this, just hit it into place and that goes in. The screw for here. Yep. Close that up. And we're gonna put this down. Open this up. We're gonna put our retaining ring. First, we're gonna make sure this goes on. And you're gonna grab your screw and then that's lined up. drive it home. Make sure that it's all in there nicely. It's a bit tricky, but the idea is to get the spring in, the wire in, and then once it's all lined up, you screw it in. You have to play around with it a bit. If you've got a second person there to help you, it will help. Failing that, I'll just get a different spring, maybe one's from the LGs, and just put it on there, and then they do the same thing. Then close that, and now we put back the top panel, which just clips in. Then you need to line up the soap drawer like so, and to line them up so that it sits in there properly. Okay, so the idea is that these edges should be sitting in there properly. So you've got some edges on the soap drawer here. They should be sitting in there. You put your screws back in and put the top cover up, put the other screws back in. Basically now it's just doing whatever we did in reverse. Easy as that. If you have any issues, please leave a comment in the comment section below and we'll try to help each other out. Take your time as you repair, because last retaining wire, a lot of people run into issues with that. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.